Hi, Oscar. How you going?
Good, thanks, Jade. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you for reaching out and wanting to book me as your celebrant for your pet memorial service. Um, I guess just as a bit of a heads up before we start, I will let you know that I will be taking notes during this session. It's for your booking form and just for me to refer back to later on when I'm drafting your ceremony.
Yeah.
So, to start, we obviously need to talk about the pet itself. So, what was your pet's name and the breed?
Axel, and he was a English Staffy.
Yeah. And did you have any nicknames for Axel or?
The kids called him Axe, but that was just the kids. Most other people called him Axel.
Yeah. Okay. And Axel's obviously a he, so
Yeah.
he was boy. Yep. And what was his cause of death, if you don't mind me asking?
Just old age, really. There was a bunch of cancers in his body, and they just decided that it was time, and so we had to put him down, unfortunately. But he was 12 years old then. That's a great lifespan for a Staffy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so you've obviously had him for quite a while. Did you purchase or adopt him?
Um, Technically adopted. We were at the Melbourne Pet Show, and we entered a raffle, and we won. And Axel was the prize of the raffle.
Okay. And I guess it's a little bit hard to say, but my question was going to be what drew you to Axel? Did you get a choice or was he the only prize on offer?
So it was a bit of a choice. So there was a few winners, and there was a few puppies. They were all puppies, but they were all rescue puppies. And so we all kind of like went into this little area with all these dogs, and it was kind of just like whoever chose first kind of thing. Um,
Yeah.
and I remember the kids were running around and they were just trying to choose one, and they were all running around. Axel was just sitting there, didn't move. He looked pretty scared, to be honest. Kind of standard rescue dog. And then yeah, my son just went up to him and picked him up and was like, "I want this one." And I was like, "I want that one too." So off we went with Axel.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So there was a bit of a moment where you sort of knew that he was the one, I suppose, for your family.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really beautiful. So Um, was Axel just a companion pet, or was he an assistance dog in any way? Or
Just a companion family dog.
yeah, okay. And in regards to his actual personality, what are some of his traits that you obviously loved about him?
Um, well, he was very energetic, less so towards the end, obviously, but especially as a pup, very energetic, always happy. I don't know how you can say a dog is happy, but he was always just so happy, and loving, and just always in a good mood, and just really brightened everyone's day around him.
Yeah. And what was his favorite activity, if any?
Um, Going to the beach and swimming. He loved to swim.
Yeah. And that's obviously his favorite place as well, is the
Yeah.
beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in regards to his favorite food, did he have anything in particular that used to treat him with, or?
HSP, believe it or not.
Yeah. Okay. So very spoiled as well then.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. And do you have a favorite memory with Axel or?
Um, God, there's a lot to choose from. Let me get back to you on that one.
Okay, yep, that's fine. And this is obviously a bit of a funny one, but is there or was there a favorite place that he liked to sleep, or is there any sort of funny spots you'd find him sleeping?
Um, he always only ever slept at the end of my son's bed. So
Oh,
yeah.
so it must be really difficult for your son as well to lose such an important family member.
Yeah, it's been pretty sad. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's always really difficult when you lose pets because they pretty much do become like children. So,
Yeah.
uh, okay, so let me just make note of that. All right, now in regards to the actual ceremony itself, obviously I'm going to be drafting a ceremony with what you've obviously already told me, so I can definitely make a start. At some point, I will need a rundown from you about, I guess, his life, a bit more detail about, when you got him, bringing him home, introducing him to the rest of the family, favorite memories with him, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's all going towards the pet funeral or the memorial itself. So, do you have a date and a time set for the service?
Yes, so it is June 16th.
Yep.
We have booked the Werribee Mansion. It starts at
Yep.
12 and I believe the booking ends at 4.
Okay. Yep. And do you have a backup location just in case anything happens for whatever reason?
Not really. If anything was to happen, I'm sure we could have it at our house, in South Yarra. So it'll be Melbourne based either way.
Okay. All right. And in regards to a PA system, is that something that you think I'll require, or does the venue offer that?
Um, Let me check. I would
Yep.
assume that they would have one, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'll check and I'll get back to you on that.
Sure, that's all right. And in regards to speeches, is anybody making a specific speech?
Yeah, so the kids want to say something. Um,
Yep.
they're very young though, so obviously on the day it might depend if they get nervous. There's probably a possibility that they will pull out. I will get up and I will say a few words. And also
Yep.
my coworker Bob, I used to take Axel to work with me every day and they were pretty close, so he really wants to say something as well.
Okay. All right. So there might be a few people. Yep. And any poems or special music you can think of that you'd like included?
No, not currently, but if I do think of something, I'll let you know.
Yep. And do you have a photographer booked at this stage?
Yes, we do. Jake Ellis, I think you know him. I think he worked one of your weddings that I went to.
Yeah, yep, he did. That's right. I can get in touch with Jake anyway and let him know that I'll be conducting this ceremony.
Yeah.
Um, and just so we can work in together.
Yeah.
Do you have any theme or colours in mind for the ceremony, just so I can tie in any of my, basically my attire with that?
Yeah, we are doing pastels, so if you could wear something, look, it doesn't really matter, and we're not really phased at all. But yeah, pastel blues and pastel pinks is what we're going for with the theme.
Okay. And you did make mention that the children will have some involvement with the speeches. Is there anything else that the kids will be doing, or?
Um, oh, I haven't really thought that far ahead yet.
Yep.
So I'm not really sure, but if there is anything, again, I will let you know. Yeah.
Okay. And number of guests, just so I know, obviously, in regards to voice projection, layout of the room and that sort of thing, how
Yeah.
many you think you're having?
Yep. So it's about currently sitting at a 75 to 100. But I'll finalize that in the next few weeks and I'll send you a definite number. As
Yep.
for the room, if you do go on to, I'm not sure if you've been to the Werribee Mansion, but if you go on to their website, it's the main dining hall. So if you have a look at that, you'll be able to see the space, and hopefully that will help you with the sound.
Okay. So the dining hall in the Werribee Mansion. Okay. And in regards to, I guess, probably the big part of the ceremony and the service is obviously in regards to cremation and burial of the pet. Has Axel been cremated as yet, or is that happening after?
He has been cremated. Yep. So we've had him cremated already. We're still awaiting the ashes, but they shouldn't be too far now. So we're gonna have the ceremony, and then at 4, when the ceremony ends, we're just gonna have a small group of close family and friends. We're all gonna head down to the beach, and we're going to spread the ashes there.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah. And at the end of the ceremony, I can make mention of that as well, that there's a particular group of people that are going off to do that, and everybody else is encouraged to go their separate ways or whatever else you decide.
Yeah.
Are there any symbols or rituals to be used in the ceremony?
Um, no, if you're comfortable though, would like you to read a Bible verse. It's just my favorite Bible verse. If that's something that you'd be comfortable with.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm not a minister of
No.
religion. I'm a civil celebrant, but I'm more than happy to read a verse from the Bible as long as you can provide me with a copy of it and we can include it in the ceremony. That's fine.
Yeah, cool.
Perfect. All right. Well, I guess the only other thing I really have to go over for now is obviously my fees. So I did mention it to you quickly over messages, but basically it's $500 plus GST, so 550. It's a $200 deposit with the balance of that invoice being due and payable 2 weeks prior to the ceremony. That way you can know that it's paid and it's out of the way and you don't have to worry about it in the sort of immediate lead up to the event.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously that'll be paid. The ceremony will go ahead. My refund policy is that the deposit is non-refundable. But if there's ever a point where you feel that you would like a refund, we'll start that process of a refund claim, and we'll work our way through that. But I generally only cover on that when it gets to it. So that's about it. Do you have any other questions before I head off or?
No, not currently, no.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all right. If you can get me the information that we've spoken about,
Yep.
I will get you the bank details for the deposit. And then once that's been paid, I can obviously make a start on the ceremony. We do have, yeah, about 2 months. So we've got plenty of time to make a start. But yeah, if you just want to send me through any supporting information that I can include into the ceremony, and yeah, hopefully we can curate something really beautiful for you.
Yep, awesome. All right. Thank you, Jade.
That's all right. No worries. See ya.
Speak to you soon. Bye.